power of the win-win approach. Hi everyone, Mazen here. Welcome to the Maximal Life. Have you ever found another person's energy to be contagious? Let's say you're walking down the street, ruminating to yourself over some agitation or challenge. Now, say you interact with someone along the way and they thank you sincerely for your time. And they make a good joke and you share a laugh. Ever notice how a positive interaction, even when shared with a total stranger, can completely transform your attitude? Can strengthen your posture, put a pip in your step, and lower your blood pressure. Interactions have powerful influences on people. Conversely, have you ever felt someone's negative energy permeate an entire space, inhibiting the comfort and enjoyment for everyone nearby? Like when you're driving in traffic and someone furiously and continuously blares their horn even though no one can possibly move. Have you ever felt your blood pressure rise in this situation as your mind fills with a few choice words that cloud your mood for the rest of the drive? We can literally feel the power of positive and negative energy from our daily interactions. We can feel it in our chest. We can feel it in our guts. We can feel it in our neck and shoulders. There is too much scientific proof to deny it. Physical symptoms are linked to our emotional state. Period. We live in a culture that places a lot of focus on having a healthy lifestyle. More than ever before, people are particular about their food and strict about their daily workouts. Yet, as a culture, we remain largely detached from the effects of our relationships that it has in our physical health. Turbulent relationships and stressful interactions at work and at home raise our blood pressure, disturb our sleep patterns, disrupt our appetites, and wreak havoc to our immune systems. Over time, these symptoms evolve into diseases that are often chronic or even life-threatening. Over 150 studies found that people with frequently turbulent and negative interactions are 50% more likely to die prematurely. It's a grim reality, but well worth illuminating. Yale professor and expert in social network science, Dr. Christakis said, "When you act happy, when you act kindly, you affect other people who then in turn affect other people. And by our estimates, you can affect 10, 100, or more individuals with a single interaction." Maximal Achievers see a lot of opportunity each and every day to electrify our environments with the kind of energy we want to spread to those around us. Connection is a pharmacy. When we honor our basic need for positive interactions and trustworthy relationships, we feed our bodies and minds in a way that creates more positive energy. And energy is the antidote to any challenge you face. Maximal Achievers play the long game. We can see far beyond the turbulent moment-to-moment confrontation all the way through to the benefits of resolution. We plot our course strategically to get where we have decided to go. A major pillar in living the maximal life is developing a win-win approach to all of our relationships, both in business and personal. Maximal achiever Michael Jordan said, "Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships." I love that quote. It reminds me of how no great feat was ever accomplished alone. We may often find ourselves in the VIP or the MVP circle, but no one ever gets there without the support and collaborated efforts of others. To be the best, we need others around us who believe we are the best. Now, I want to share with you the 4 models of conflict resolution. The most prominent model we encounter is the win-lose. This type of interaction is most acceptable in sports. In order for someone to win the game, someone must lose the game. Enacting a win-lose mentality outside of the sports arena, the winner is creating his wins by creating losers. These types of wins are often fleeting because they erode relationships and they damage trust. With a zero-sum model like this, in the end, everyone loses. In reality, this type of approach is almost never the best choice, especially when it comes to our relationships at work or at home. Great things in life are accomplished best by cooperation, not competition. Win-lose is a short-sighted approach to interacting with other people. We might feel like we win in the moment, but long term, the damage done to the relationship will result in an ultimate loss. The next model is lose-win, and this one quickly erodes physical health and personal well-being. Lose-win is when you simply concede your will over to another person to avoid confrontation. The lose-win mentality creates resentments and internal battle. Maximal achievers can recognize confrontation as an opportunity to make win-win breakthroughs. So we do not shy away from it, but we harness it. The next type is the lose-lose model, which is often engaged when two high-powered or ego-driven win-lose people interact. It's the if I can't win, then no one can state of mind, and it's as defeating as it sounds. The result is everyone loses everything, and the people involved are left feeling vengeful and adversarial. This type of attitude creates victims, not victors. Culture conditioning keeps us in the thralls of comparison and competition with one another. When we are comparing ourselves to each other, superficially measuring what we have against our fellows, we remain in a state of wanting to acquire more and the fear of missing out. We are impressed heavily by the advertisements in the media to conduct ourselves in a competitive way. This scarcity mentality supports the illusion that there isn't enough to go around and no one can be trusted. It's a scam. It's meant to create the type of emotional climate that will best encourage us to buy stuff we don't need. A huge source of the win-lose epidemic is the mainstream media and advertising. They've made an empire out of manufacturing disturbed and distrust, dissatisfaction, and packaging it as vital information. Don't fall for it. The Maximal Life is a collaborative effort, and Maximal Achievers create winners all along in their path, not losers. As Zig Ziglar puts it, the choice to have a great attitude is something nobody or no circumstances can take from you. Now, let's talk about the fourth option, called the win-win effect. Win-win is a mindset of determination to seek out the options most mutually beneficial in every situation. The win-win mindset requires creativity and open-mindedness, which allows us to expand beyond the illusion that we do not have options. The win-win mindset creates allies, not adversaries. The win-win mindset rejects the deeply flawed societal notion that one person's success can only be achieved at the expense of another. When you are committed to the win-win mindset, you are operating above the level of cultural conditioning and you elevate your entire team alongside with you. The key to achieving a win-win breakthrough is listening. And not just hearing, but listening to understand another's motivation, need, concerns, and desired outcomes. We already know what we want. Listening to understand instead of listening to figure out how to make the other side understand you is a massive leap in emotional intelligence and personal development. Because most people are deeply affected by cultural conditioning, many will enter into a situation already on the defense and expecting not to be seen or heard. Maximal achievers play offense, not defense. By listening to understand, really understand, you can build trust within a relationship, even with the most of difficult personalities. Yes, it may take more patience on your behalf if you're at first met with resistance, but if you continue to resist and show that your goal is to reach a mutually beneficial outcome and keep listening, your relationship will ultimately be fortified for the long haul. The foundation of the win-win is trust, and that can seem tricky sometimes. Certainly, not everyone we interact with is going to be trustworthy. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you are trustworthy. Being trustworthy creates an atmosphere of open communication. All of life is relating. All relationships are built on trust. All. But what if we commit ourselves to the lifestyle of win-win and our commitment is not reciprocated? Win-win isn't always the easiest path to tread, especially in the short term. Sometimes we must stay longer in the communication process, express ourselves with greater courage, and listen more carefully and in greater depth. Sometimes we may have to simply keep the line of communication open until the other side has time to sort through and drop their own defenses. But if just one side, your side, is committed to win-win outcome, whatever results from your effort will often be the best possible situation for everyone. Win-win means we seek to understand first and seek to be understood second. When we approach all of our relationships this way, we are constantly improving every relationship we keep, while naturally weeding out every relationship that isn't serving our maximal life. Make a list today of your 5 most important relationships and brainstorm ways to achieve a win-win result with each of them. Thank you, as always, for joining me today, for taking the time to listen and explore new ways of transcending cultural conditioning. Investing in win-win takes some effort and time, but the return is maximal for your connections, success, energy, and health. The result is living a maximal life. If you like what you have seen and heard, please subscribe